So we are ready to get started with our weight training class today. If you are joining us on YouTube, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Make sure you ring the little bell so you get notified whenever we put up a new video. If you're here live, you guys know the routine. Go ahead and start feet hip width, maybe shoulder width apart. And we're gonna start just bringing a little motion into our body, warming up nice and gently. If everything's feeling good this morning, maybe lift your heel, turn a little further, let your arms swing out a little wider. Maybe even start to pick up a little speed. Beautiful. We're going to do 2 more to each side. And then bring it right back into center, going into our big shoulder circles going forward. And then going backwards. Perfect. And then throw those arms in and out across your chest. Nice. Moving into those dynamic side bends, nice and quick. Not trying to lean too far, just stretching a little, bringing a little movement into the side body. Perfect. 1 more on each side. And then moving down into our elbows, nice big circles there. And go the other way. And then going down into your wrists. And go the other way. And then flick those fingers in and out. And give everything a good shake. Perfect. All right, moving down into your lower body. Standing, you're going to start those hip circles in one direction. Seated, you're just bopping your knees side to side, sitting at the edge of your chair, keeping your feet in a little close together to start with. If you're standing, go the other way with those hip circles. And then if you're seated, bring your feet out a little wider and windshield wiper a little bigger. Perfect. All right, from here, standing, you're gonna bring your feet back in together, bop your knees forward and back. And if everything's feeling okay with them, maybe add some circles in one direction. Seated, you're just swinging your feet back and forth, bringing a little motion into your knees. And if that feels okay, maybe try some circles in one direction. If you're going that direction, go the other way. If you're just doing the forward and back, that's okay too. Just keep bopping them forward and back. All right, set those feet back down. From here, we're going to pick one foot up, rotate the ankle, and then rotate it the other way. And then we're going to point and flex that foot. So point it all the way out, flex it up, just working on that ankle mobility. Perfect. Put that foot down, switch sides. Rotate it in one direction. And then go the other way. And then point and flex. Nice. All right, we are ready to get started with our first exercise today. We're going to go straight into just a basic deadlift. So feet parallel, you're going to hinge at your hips, stick your butt out behind you, and just reach down as far as you can with a flat back. So you don't want to try to go all the way to the floor and round. You want to focus on keeping that nice flat back. Generous bend in your knees. 1 minute. Here we go. If you're doing the seated version, scooching to the edge of your chair, coming down just like this, still focused on that flat back. So seated or standing. Looking good. Keeping that head, neck, and back in a straight line. So as you lean forward, you're looking down towards the floor. Nice and easy here. Don't have to be in a rush. Ten more seconds. And time. From here, we're going to go into a side lunge with an upright row. So you're only going to need one weight for this one. You might want to choose a heavier weight if you have them handy. You're going to hold it in the middle, stepping out, coming back to the center, row it right up to about the top of your chest. Then go into the other side, same thing. 1 minute, let's do it. Beautiful. Keep that belly pulled in nice and tight. Drawing it back like you're pulling your belly button towards your spine. Excellent. This one you can do with dumbbells. You can also do it with kettlebells or with a barbell if you have one. Really, anything you can hold on to in the center and lift straight up will work for this exercise. Almost there, 5 seconds to go. And time. Now from here, we're going to go into overhead circles. There we go. So you can take that same weight and you're just going to lift it up above your head, keeping your feet hip width apart, keeping your belly sucked in tight. You're just rotating it in one direction. At 30 seconds, I'll tell you to switch directions. Here we go. Still drawing your ribs together, drawing your belly button back towards your spine. You're going to move through your upper body some as you're doing the circles. Try to keep your lower body nice and steady. You're getting a lot of ab work here. 5 more seconds go in this direction. Switching in 3, 2, 1, go the other way. Play around here with your arm position a little. You may find that this is a little hard on the shoulders. So you can always bring it down a little, flare your elbows out, do whatever you need to do to find a comfortable shoulder position for you. And time. Now from here, we're going to take that same weight, rack it on your shoulder. If you have a support nearby, you can hold on to it. And if you're seated, this one's a little trickier. You're going to do it from the side here, and you're just going to kick back. If you're standing, you're doing a standard rear leg lift. 1 minute. Here we go. So rear leg lift with the weight on that same side. Keeping your Upper body active by holding the weight away from your shoulder, or if you need a little break after those arm circles overhead, you can rest the weight on your shoulder, up to you. Halfway done on this side. It doesn't have to be a big kick behind you, just enough so that you feel that squeeze through the glute and the lower back. Looking good. You guys got this. 5 seconds to go on this side. And time. Set that weight down for just a second. And wiggle those legs out. It can be hard standing on one leg the whole time. So it's always important to wiggle it out a little. From here, switching sides, same thing on the other shoulder. 1 minute. Here we go. Holding onto that support if you need it. If not, put that hand on your hip. Or even if you want an extra challenge, hold that arm straight out in front of you. Looking good. Halfway there, guys. Beautiful. Holding that arm out in front really takes the balance challenge up a level. Nice work. 10 more seconds. And time. Great job. All right, from here, we're going to go down to a lighter weight to start, and you can adjust as needed, but you're going to do a bicep curl and then bring it up, rotating it into cactus arms. So bicep curl may be a little easy, but take it easy on the cactus arms until you see how you're doing. 1 minute, here we go. Up, rotate, rotate back down, and lower. Perfect. Getting a little bicep action and working those rotator cuff muscles with that rotation. Nice job. You guys look fantastic. Halfway done. Still keeping the belly pulled in tight. It can be tempting when you come into that cactus arm, so let your back flex, but you want to keep it nice and stable and make your shoulders do the work here. 5 seconds to go. And time. Excellent. All right. Grab some water. That is 1 set done, and we have 2 sets to go. All right, bring it back in, guys. Coming back in to that deadlift. So grab both weights. 1 minute on the clock. And here we go. Beautiful, nice flat back. I love it. Remember, you don't have to touch the floor here. Halfway done. This one's a great lower body exercise as well as building back strength. But if you find that it's hard for your back, put the weights down and do it with no weights at all. Just focus nice and slow on the leaning down and standing back up. And time. Perfect. Moving to that single weight, going into the side lunge with the upright row. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. You may ask, how far should I step out for my side lunge? Honestly, however far works for you. If it doesn't feel good on your knees, do a nice shallow side lunge. If you're doing the seated version, you're just tapping that foot out and then pulling the weight up, tapping out and pulling the weight up. So it's up to you and your body how far you step. If your knees feel great and you want to do those super low all the way down skater lunges, go for it. Ten seconds to go. And time. Take just a second, and then we're going to lift that weight straight up overhead, bringing it up for our overhead circles. So grab a weight you can comfortably hold over your head. And here we go, 30 seconds in one direction, and then I'll tell you to switch. Making little circles, like you're drawing a little halo over your head, reminding the world how angelic and perfect you are. Nice. 5 more seconds going this way. Switching in 3, 2, 1, go the other way. Beautiful, looking good, you got this. This is another great one you can do with or without weight. Even just holding like a little ball above your head, it works great. And time. All right, next up we have the rear leg lifts. Now again, the seated version, you're coming sideways in your chair and you're kicking that leg behind you as much as you can. The standing version, just a standard weighted rear leg lift. Here we go. If you're in the chair, you can hold onto the back of the chair to brace a little bit for support. So you can really isolate that leg muscle, working the glute in the back body. Beautiful. I really enjoy this one in a chair as well, because in addition to working that back body, it's a nice stretch through the front of the hip. So if you haven't ever tried it in a chair, you might want to give it a whirl. 10 more seconds here. And time. Switching sides. Maybe work through that arm a little if you were holding that weight up off your shoulder, especially. And then coming around the other way. 1 minute. Here we go. Beautiful. Keep working it. You got this. Halfway done. Oh, those last 15 seconds. You can always feel the burn. Almost there. And time. Excellent. All right, last up, we're switching to the lighter weights, or if you felt good on the cactus arms with the lighter weights and you want to try the heavier ones, go for it. We're doing the bicep curl into the cactus arms. All right, here we go. Curl, bring it up, focus on that rotation. Nice. It's sort of like an Arnold press, but you're not holding it up the whole time, and you're getting a little more action through your biceps. But it still has that same effect of working all those little stabilizer muscles around your shoulders. It's a really great combination. 15 seconds to go here. And time. Nice job. All right, that is 2 rounds done. Go grab some more water. We still have one more set. All right, bringing it back in, coming back into that deadlift. So grab both your weights. Getting in position. We have 1 minute, starting now. Beautiful. Big bend in the knees. If you don't need to bend your knees, you don't have to, but most of us need at least some bend in the knees to have good form on the deadlift. More than halfway done. Beautiful, 10 seconds to go. And time. Nice job. All right, setting one of those weights down, getting ready for that side lunge with the upright row. Here we go. Looking good. Now, I like to keep my feet pointing forward for the side lunge, but I know some people will step out on an angle. Either way is fine, whatever feels better in your knees and your hips. Twenty seconds to go. And time. Beautiful. All right, moving into those overhead circles. So take that weight, make sure you have the right one for you. Bring it up over your head. 30 seconds in one direction, starting now. Beautiful. Keeping that lower body nice and steady, letting your core do the work here. 5 seconds still on this side. Switching now, go the other way. Another reason I love this exercise is because I can actually feel my back muscles working as I bring the weight a little bit behind my head. It's always nice to have that reinforcement that yes, they are actually doing a thing back there. Maybe that's just me. And time. All right, moving into that rear leg lift. Bring the weight up to one shoulder. Put your hand on your support if needed. And here we go. Beautiful. Just tapping that toe down nice and light. You can shift your weight onto it if you need a little rest break, or you can just have it barely touch the floor and then come right back up. Halfway done. This is your last one. You got this. You might be feeling the burn through your glutes. That's okay. That's what we're here for. Almost there. 5 more seconds. All right, time. Wiggle those legs out for just a minute. And then switching sides. Shift that weight to the other shoulder. And here we go. Looking good. You may find that it's easier on one side than the other. That's okay. A lot of us have some imbalances in our body from whatever we've done to ourselves over the years. And sometimes those become apparent when we're doing our work. But doing one side at a time like this helps us even it out. 15 seconds to go here. And time. Beautiful. All right, guys. Finishing it off with one last set of that bicep curl into the cactus arms. Light or heavy, your choice. 1 minute. Here we go. Again, focusing on that rotation. So come to the top, bring it up and around, and then back into position at the top of that bicep curl, making it a distinct movement to really work those rotator cuff muscles. Okay, technically the rotator cuff is tendons, but there's stabilizer muscles all around it that help it do its job. So that's what we're working today. 20 seconds to go. And time. Amazing. Put those weights down. Go grab one more sip of water, and then we'll come back and do our final stretch. All right, guys, bring it back in. Feet hip width apart. Take just a big second here. Take a breath, a nice big one. Let everything out in a nice big sigh. And then sweep your arms up overhead. Do a little lean to one side. Back through center to the other side. And then we're going to come back over to that first side and come all the way down to hang in the middle. Pausing here for just a second, and then bend your knees and roll all the way up. Squeeze your shoulders up to your ears, roll them down and back. Sweep your arms up overhead again. And this time we're going to lean to the other side and then swing all the way around like a nice big wheel coming down towards the floor. And again, just hang here for a second. And then bend your knees, roll all the way up, squeeze those shoulders up to your ears, and then relax them down and back. From here, bringing one arm up across your body, pulling it in. And then if it feels good, look out over the hand that's outstretched. And then maybe tilt your nose down towards your shoulder. And then coming back up, bring your head back to center, release, and go to the other side. Pulling that arm in, pausing here for just a second, because this may be enough for you. But if you like that little neck stretch as well, go ahead and look out over that opposite hand. And then again, if you're good here, stay right here. But if you want just a little more, tilt your nose down towards your shoulder to bring a little more intensity through the back of your neck. Coming back up and back to center, and then release. From here, we're gonna stretch down towards our toes one more time. Just leaning straight forward this time. And then bending your knees, rolling up nice and big one more time. Bringing your shoulders all the way up, rolling them down and back. Putting one foot out in front, rock back so your toes come up off the ground. And then if it feels good, lean forward and maybe reach down towards those toes. Pausing here for one more moment. And then again, if it feels good, maybe take the other hand, switch, and reach to the outside edge of that foot so you get a little twist through that side body. Beautiful. Putting that foot down, come back up nice and slow, and then we're going to switch sides. Starting with just lifting the heel, rocking back. And then if that feels good and you want a little more, leaning forward and maybe reaching down towards the toe with the same side hand. And then if it feels good, maybe reaching over to the opposite side. And release, put that foot down, come right back up. And you are all done. Fantastic job today.